And a good golfing morning to you. The Back Nine Boys Golf Show is brought to you by Bridgestone Golf. Play the ball that fits you. By Sea Palms Resort, featuring the Miracle Practice Facility for members. By Mizuno Golf, reach beyond. And by RSM, proud sponsor of the RSM Classic, giving back to our communities. On the show, we're going to talk with Caleb Williams, the co-founder of Drive Force, a new sports nutrition company that you take prior to your round. Next, we'll talk with Wes Whittingham of Volvic about their new Marvel line and their new line of Volvic golf balls coming out in January, probably around the PGA show. And then we'll talk with Tour Championship Director Allison Fillmore of the season-ending tournament worth $15 million to the winner. But first up is our guest, Caleb Williams, co-founder of Drive Force. Good morning, Caleb, and welcome to the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
Hey, good morning, Rich. Thanks for having me.
We are so glad to have you. Now, you and your brother and your team have come up with a new nutrition product called DF18. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so in short, DF18 is designed to take care of all your nutrition needs for a full round of golf, right? So it should be part of every golfer's pre-round routine. You wake up, you get ready before you leave, you drink a DF18, and by the time you get to the course, you should be set to play through a full 18 and make sure that you don't fall apart on the back nine. No more hitting lazy shots on the back nine.
All right, so what is the biggest, you and I talked a little bit last night, what's the biggest misconception on these kind of drinks?
I think, I'll start with a quote actually from Arnold Palmer, and he said golf is deceptively simple and endlessly complicated. And I really like that, especially when it comes to nutrition for golf. And I think deceptively simple is you get out there, you walk, and you swing some sticks. And, you might just need some water to stay hydrated. But when you really look at it, you're walking 4 to 6 miles. The heat could be 90 plus degrees,
yep,
with humidity. You're sweating. So, it requires a pretty specific solution. And if you look at the data, there was a study done not that long ago that said that 75% of golfers are all dehydrated. And what that tells me is the current solutions offered on the market are clearly not good enough. Otherwise guys wouldn't still feel, dragging on the back nine, really losing focus or getting the brain fog. Because if all products work, that wouldn't happen. And I think it just requires a different type of solution that is currently offered.
All right, so you say Drive Force you take prior to the round. What do you recommend during the round? Just more hydration of water?
Yeah, so the ideal solution is you fill up 20 ounces of a water bottle and have this thing finished. Have a DF18 finished before you get to hole 1, or by the time you finish, hole 3. So really, you don't want to fall apart after the turn. And if you want, the suggestion is just sip on a bottle of water, and you won't need to worry about it after that point.
So why did you and your brother come up with this Drive Force DF18?
Well, my brother and I both grew up, playing sports, lifting weights. So we, at pretty young age, were early consumers of a lot of different sports nutrition products. And over the years, really got disheartened because I think a lot of companies overpromise and underdeliver. So we got together and we were like, let's build something cool and effective, and that'll help people. And we looked at the overall sports nutrition market and we're like, man, that's really, really saturated. And our other co-founder, Chris Mashad, was a competitive golfer up until he was 18, 19 years old. And golf was my first ever love. It was the first sport I ever fell in love with. And he suggested looking into golf. And I was like, there doesn't seem to be a solution here. So Zach and I did some market research and realized, wow, there's a gaping hole in golf. And, alongside some really awesome golfers through our network, Adam Koloff, New England PGA Instructor of the Year, and Allison Walsh, who's an 11-year LPGA pro, we really put together something we thought checked off all the boxes for the needs of every golfer when they go out to play.
And what did the PGA, LPGA stars that you work with and the director of instruction, what did they say about the final product?
Well, I mean, one of them invested, and they're both, team members. They're both helping us get the word out. They love it. They take it daily. Like Adam Koloff takes it to train and teach his students. And his whole perspective is he gets, he fits people. He
Right.
teaches lessons, and it really helps his students maximize what they put in the training room, because he doesn't want them going out there and falling apart on the back nine and thinking it's something they weren't doing right, when it really might just be you're tired and you're dehydrated and your body is getting in the way of you playing at your best.
Well, most of the hydration drinks that are out there that are promoted are talking about, putting back in electrolytes, giving you the stamina and the focus and the other things that they say you need, but they recommend you drink it during your round. But there must be a misconception about electrolytes. There must be more to it, and this is why you guys came up with Dry Force.
Well, I'd say, if you do the math on how much a person sweats, a lot of those companies, you need to take their product multiple times. And frankly, if you're thirsty, you're already fighting an uphill battle against dehydration. So really our product front loads all the electrolytes your body should need for a full round, so that you're not worrying about it as you play. The misconception is like you need it as you play, but if you create enough of it in your body before you start, you don't have to worry about it as much as a lot of those companies say you should.
And it will reduce fatigue and last 4 to 6 hours, which none of us want to play golf for 6 hours, but it'll last in your system for that long.
Yeah, and I'd say the 6 hours is definitely, the bookend of the round, right? So if you take it pre-round, you go get started on the range, go get on the putting green, and then it gives you some time after the round as well. So it definitely, 4 to 6 is, 6 is definitely a very long round.
Yeah, that would be something that would not only stop the hydration, but would also test your concentration. But give us the website, Caleb, so our listeners can go to it, because it's a new product that's out there and some may not be familiar with it.
Yeah, so the site is driveforce.golf, and you can find our product in a 10-pack, 20-pack, 30-pack, depending on, what your needs are. I think for those of the golfers who play, once or twice a week, it's a perfect solution to make sure you get everything you want to get out of your experience on the course. But if you're a really health-minded person or play really 2-3 times a week and go practice, this is something you can take every day, and it will help you lead a much healthier life, but also help you hit shots closer to the pin. That's our goal.
Well,
that's Dry Force's mission, I think.
Well, if it does that, then every golfer out there that's hearing this should be out and getting it right away.
Yeah, I think, staying calm, staying focused, staying hydrated, having the energy for 4+ hours, is a hard thing to do if the only thing you're drinking are sports drinks, which is why, it's hard for us, because we don't want to categorize ourselves as just a sports drink.
Right.
You have some very interesting things in there. Like the main ingredient in there is an arugula extract, which really helps promote healthy blood flow, healthy blood pressure, which is super important to feeling energized and feeling good, frankly.
All right. So what kind of flavors do you have, and are you working on others?
Currently, we only have a pineapple passion fruit, and I'll tell you, due to COVID and the supply chain, it's nutty out there. I'm sure you've experienced it with golf clubs. It's the back order for ingredients is just as long as that. But we are coming out pretty soon with another flavor in mango peach, and absolutely want to come out with as many flavors in the future, because I think that's part of it is making sure we can find flavors that everybody wants to consume, so that they get the benefits that DF18 has to bring.
All right. So they go to the website and they get the product, and you said you can buy it in 10 packs. What are the
so a box of 10, there's
okay.
a box of 20 and a box of 30. And basically next week, if anybody's still skeptical, we're going to be launching our sample pack promo. So basically you buy the product, we pay for shipping, and it's really, a cheaper way to experience it, so that you can really see what the worth is for your game.
All right. You said that if you drink this prior to, and maybe a bathroom break prior to when you tee off. It's going to improve your shots, your focus on the golf course for the whole round.
That's what it's intended to do. It's intended to make sure you play as good a game as you can up to your skill.
Up to your skills. I like that. Okay, good. Caleb, thank you so much for being with us. I can't wait for more info on this, and I wish you a lot of success. And personally, the pineapple is great. I can't wait though for the mango peach.
Yeah, thanks. We'll have to talk again once you get out there.
You betcha. Caleb, thanks for being with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Rich. I enjoyed it very much.
Caleb Williams with Dry Force DF18, a new nutrition drink that is going to last for your entire round. You drink it prior to. Our next guest coming up will be Wes Whittingham of Volvic Golf Balls, talking about what's new with their line of Marvel. But when I say deep dish, what do you think of? I think of CJ's Italian Restaurant, because they are known for deep dish, thin crust, cauliflower crust, and their specialty pizzas are second to none. Their calzones are just as good as their pizzas. Check them out. They're on Mallory Street, 405 Mallory Street. You can call them at 912-634-2711. But you can also check out their entire menu. Check out their monthly specials created by the local elementary schools. And if you order one of those, they give back to that school. So check them out at cjsitalianrestaurant.com.
This is Bobby Clampett of the PGA Tour, and you're listening to the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
And welcome back. I'm Rich Stiles. We're glad that you are with us. Volvic golf balls were the first manufacturer to come out with all the different colors. Now, a lot of people are doing it. Our next guest is Wes Whittingham, VP of Sales for Volvic. Good morning, Wes, and I'm glad you're back with us.
Good morning, Rich. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Hope you are.
Absolutely.
All right. So tell me what's going on at Volvic. I know there's a lot of things you can talk about, some things you can't, but maybe you can give us a little heads up of what's new.
Absolutely. Be happy to. Well, first of all, coming up in the fourth quarter, just in time for the holidays, boys and girls, we've got a Marvel launch, our Marvel Avengers series that's going to just knock everybody's socks off. We're not only coming out with some new Marvel gift sets, which include some of the best characters that the Marvel Avengers have, including Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, but we're also bringing out stand bags, travel covers, driver covers, and umbrellas to go along with all those golf balls. So we've got some great stuff coming out for the holidays that I think is going to be fantastic. And it just really creates some wonderful critical mass to that entire product line. So we've really got a great group of products coming out in October around that. And then, of course, every manufacturer out there is going to be launching a bunch of new products coming out in January, and we're no different. We're totally revamping our product line on the Volvic side. So we'll be launching some new urethane products in our Tour S4 and S3 premium multi-layer lines, along with our lower compression XT Soft, which is perfect for clubhead speeds below 100 miles per hour. And not to be left on the sidelines, but we're going to come out with a refresh on the number one matte finish ball in golf, Vivid. We're going to have it in 8 finishes, a new oversized core, some fantastic modifications to the finish of the golf ball to make it brighter and more durable. We're also revamping our legacy product, Crystal, which is a fantastic 3-piece multi-layer high gloss product. That's been a long time coming, so we're really excited about getting into 2022.
Well, it sounds like it. Of course, you've just gone over every question I was going to ask you, but I've got more. All right, Wes, how did you guys come up with the idea to go with Marvel? Tell us a little bit about that process to partner with the Marvel brand.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's fantastic about it is these guys are undefeated, so we never have to worry about them having a losing season or anything, right? But our licensing agreement with Marvel is a worldwide scenario. We have it in golf. It's been a fantastic relationship. And ever since we got started with Marvel and the Disney people, they've been fantastic to work with. And we looked at it from a standpoint that, this is kind of a association, a relationship that is fantastic for players of all age levels. It's really gender proof, so to speak, and it appeals to such a wide variety of players and an audience. And what's especially great, Rich, is that we draft off their success, because every 3 months or so they're coming out with a new feature film.
Yeah,
and that just bumps us up even more and creates more exposure with people looking at what they've got coming out next. So it's been a great relationship from that standpoint. And we looked at Vivid as being the perfect platform. All the different color options we have to be able to associate that with all their exciting characters. So, we've launched it like we talked about, golf balls first. It's really taken off and created a wonderful platform for us to build on. And that's one of the reasons why we're so excited to see it launch with golf bags and headwear and all kinds of different things to add to the mix.
I mean, that's a big step for y'all. I mean, to go from the golf balls to the umbrellas to the cups to the bags. I mean, that's a pretty big step for y'all, and that'll be something I'm sure that you'll show at the PGA show coming up in January.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And we love the multiple product categories that puts us into. You know, and from a multi-category standpoint, a lot of times it's so hard for companies, especially companies like ours, that have really focused in the golf ball situation to break out and to get into these other categories. And that's why we know that those other products that we're launching under Marvel are going to be so successful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And what is the most popular Marvel golf ball that you have?
Boy, that's a great question. You know, it's really right now, the leaders in the clubhouse are Captain America.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Ah, okay. All right.
Those are the two characters that are the leaders in the clubhouse, but close behind is the Hulk. And we just launched Punisher about a month ago, and Punisher is just taking off like a rocket. So we're having a lot of fun with that. And again, as they continue to bring out more characters, we'll continue to evaluate and see if we want to add that to the portfolio.
Yeah, and
at this point, there's no reason not to.
Oh, heck, you know. Punisher sounds like a golf nickname for somebody that hits the ball unbelievably far, like a long drive champ.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and who wouldn't want to wear a Punisher hat or have a Punisher driver cover?
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, but then you got to back it up.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
LPGA players a lot use the Volvic golf ball. Why is it so popular on the LPGA?
Sure. So we've got a great relationship with the LPGA, and it's really driven from our parent company, Volvic Korea. So as you know, golf in Korea is huge.
Right.
Our ownership group has always done a fantastic job of building relationships with young players over there, and all the talent that is continuing to feed into the LPGA on a global basis. A lot of these players, of course, from Korea want to come over and play on the LPGA in the United States and around the world. And so, you know, the natural association for Volvic was to go ahead and build a relationship with them early on. And then they just continue that success from the amateur ranks in Korea and take it over here to the United States. So that's really the crux of how we've built that relationship with the LPGA. And of course, when we worked with Mike Wan, he was fantastic over there. And we look forward to continuing our relationship with the LPGA into the future.
And it doesn't hurt because the LPGA players, when I've played in Pro-Ams, I mean, they are incredible to play alongside with, but their swing speeds are more relatable to most amateur golfers.
No doubt about it. And I would suggest to your audience, anytime they're looking at equipment, whether it's the setup of different clubs in their bag, the types of shafts perhaps that they use, or the lofts on their clubs, I would take a really hard look at what LPGA players are using and stay far away from what the PGA Tour players are using, because that's the kind of stuff that you really got to have super high club head speeds to be able to handle. But you know, the LPGA players, those women were really the first ones to go out with hybrids in their bags and start building in what we would call a hybrid set that a lot of people take for granted today.
Right.
But a lot of that started right on the LPGA. Yeah,
I've gone to that, and it has incredibly helped my game as far as those kind of shots that you would use a hybrid for. Totally in sync with that. All right, let me ask you this. There was no PGA show in January. Did that affect not having a show? Did that affect you at Volvic?
not a bit. And I was having a conversation with a peer literally 2 days ago, and we were talking about the PGA show last year and his business this year, et cetera. And I think all of us in the industry, certainly at our trials and challenges from really March all the way into the first half of June, I would say,
right,
a year ago.
Yeah.
When the pandemic was really shutting a lot of things down, and we were all trying to feel our way through the constraints of what the pandemic was imposing on the industry.
Right.
But really starting with the second half of June and then moving forward, business really took off. There was a lot of players, because let's face it, Topgolf and a lot of these other places were a great feeder system to the industry anyway, with new golfers. And so there was a lot of people that were turning to golf as a means of recreation because they could do it outside and they could do it safely. So all of us felt a great, I think, sense of relief at first when we started to see the business bounce back.
Right.
Started to really see it from a trade standpoint with our e-com business. And then ultimately, as brick and mortar stores and pro shops started opening up, we started to see that translate into those trade channels. But, Rich, as you know, rounds of golf played really equate to golf ball sales.
Oh, you bet.
We just, as rounds went up, and they went up significantly, something to the tune that really the industry has never witnessed before. And we haven't looked back since. So, I know you asked me what time it was, and I just built a watch for you. But
that's fine. That's good. Give me the wristband.
But I mean, really, the key I think for us and for the industry wasn't so much PGA show driven,
right?
Nor has it really ever been driven necessarily by the results of the PGA show, but it's really driven by all those players out there and how we can communicate with them and what kind of narrative we bring to the game.
Well, I know it's going to be exciting to see you at the PGA show. It's going to be exciting just to have it again. I'm sure there'll be some changes. We probably don't know exactly how those will go, but Wes, give our listeners the website for Volvic so they can go to it and see what you guys have got going on. And obviously they'll be back to see what you guys are going to come up with in October.
Absolutely. And thanks, Rich. Our website, Volvic, VOLVIK.com, Volvic.com, VOLVIK.com. Visit the site today. We've got some fantastic products out there. And, Rich, I really appreciate you giving us this time and the ability to really tell our story.
Well, we appreciate your story, appreciate your line, and most of all, I appreciate you. Thanks, Wes, for being with us.
You bet, Rich. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks as always, Wes. Look forward to the all-new offerings from Volvic, including all the new things coming out on the Marvel line. But up next is the executive director of the Tour Championship, Allison Fillmore, next on the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
This is Carter Collins, Georgia Southern University, and you're listening to the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
And welcome back. I'm Rich Stiles. Our next guest is a good friend, and she's also the executive director of the Tour Championship at East Lake, coming up in a couple of weeks. Good morning, Allison Fillmore. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you this morning?
I am doing great, and you're taking care of all your volunteers for this Tour Championship coming up.
We are kicking off today with our first volunteer registration, picking up uniforms, doing some training. So we've got that going on this weekend and next weekend leading up to the Tour Championship.
Can you believe that the last time you and I talked was prior to the Tour Championship? Can you believe that it's back and here again already?
Oh my goodness. This year has gone by so fast. And what a different tournament it's going to be compared to last year, that's for sure.
Yeah. How many are you expecting this year?
We're expecting a full fan base out at East Lake Golf Club this year. You know, our ticket sales are doing very, very well. And I think fans are really excited to be back out on the golf course this year.
And
we're watching from over the fence.
Yeah, right. How long does it take to get the course set up? How long in advance are they starting to set up East Lake for the Tour Championship?
We start our build at the beginning of June. So it's really kind of a 2.5 month to 3 month process to get the course ready for the tournament.
And how many tickets will be available? And give us the website so anybody from wherever our show is heard can see if they can get tickets to it.
Sure. TourChampionship.com. We do have some limited hospitality venues, upgraded tickets available left. As I mentioned, the fans are really excited about coming out, so we've got a lot of great support from our fan base. But TourChampionship.com is where you can purchase tickets, parking, and anything else you would need for the tournament.
All right. The Tour Championship changed a year or two ago from 4 playoffs to 3.
Correct.
The jump from 125 to 70 is much tougher than 125 to 100. I mean, they've got to be sharp starting a couple of days ago at the Northern Trust.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely,
it just puts a lot of pressure on those guys from 125. Some of those guys could get to the 100 prior to, but it's tough to go from 125 or 110 to the 70.
You're right. You know, they've got to do really, really well as the Northern Trust in order to get to the BMW Championship, with the points quadrupling each time. You know, if you're right there on the bubble, let's say like a Chesson Hadley or someone of that nature that was, like a 125.
Right.
It's going to take, a top 10 finish to get you up there. But that's the cool thing, is that if you do play well, just get those quadruple points, and it's going to move you up in the standings. So it's critical to play as the top of your game every event.
Well, I know no one was hotter than Billy Horschel several years ago coming into the Tour Championship. I mean, that's when you had 4 playoffs, and he won 2 of them, and I think was second in the other. I mean, he just had an incredible run during the playoffs.
You're right. He did. And ended up finishing in the top, but couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, yeah. But how far back, Allison, has someone come back from in the top 30 to win the Tour Championship?
You know what? That's a really good question.
Gotcha.
You stumped me. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to do some research now on that one.
Okay. Do you think that if you're in the top 10, you've got a chance? 30, you've basically got to win the Tour Championship and have played well in the other 2.
So if you're in the top 10, you're starting at 4 under. And the way that we've done this, the top 30 players, it's based on a strokes-based bonus system.
Right.
So the FedEx Cup points leader after the first 2 playoff events will begin the Tour Championship at 10 under par. The next 4 players will start at 8 under through 5 under, respectively. And then the next 5 will begin at 4, regressing by 1 stroke per 5 players. until those ranked at number 26 through 30 started even par. So there's a pretty big differentiation from, the person that starts in 30th to a person that starts at first. It's tough, but ultimately it makes it so much easier for the fans and even the players to really understand where they are in the lineup as they're playing.
Have you gotten any feedback on that system? Because I know that changed to the system that you talked about just now, from the players or from the fans saying, "Oh, it's not fair to let these guys start at their 10 back before they even hit the ball on Thursday."
Some fans, nobody likes change. So some fans are not a fan of the stroke-based bonus system.
Right.
But I've heard some great things from the players. I think that it's something that makes it super easy for everyone to really understand. We don't see it changing anytime soon.
Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, they just changed it. I mean, just a while ago. So what is this week like for you, and what is, more importantly, Tour Championship week like for you?
So this week is really about getting prepared, making sure that everything on course is in tip-top shape. We have one chance to make a first impression because we have one event a year, and this is the biggest event on the PGA Tour schedule, being the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. So we are making sure that the fan experience, the player experience, everything on the grounds is in tip-top shape. Tour Championship week is, you're celebrating the event, basically. We have events pretty much all week long leading up to Thursday. This year we're doing something, we're continuing our charity challenge that we had last year when we had no fans. However, this year we are engaging some different professionals. We've got Mariah Stackhouse, got Justin Rose, our Payne Stewart Award winner. And then we have former Falcons player Warwick Dunn, and then former Braves player Andrew Jones that will be joining us. We're playing 9 holes. The community support for the event has been amazing, integrating some HBCU kids, as well as some kids from Drew Charter School. It's going to be an amazing event, and it's going to be broadcast on PGA Tour Live and Golf Channel from 3 to 5 on Wednesday, September 1st. So that's something that we're really looking forward to. And then competition starts on Thursday. So everything is focused on that one Thursday at 11:45. Those first tee times kick off.
So as far as the Tour Championship, do you have any favorites? I mean, are there people that you're rooting for that you would love to see win the Tour Championship or at least make it to the top 30? Do you personally have any favorites?
I personally don't have any favorites, but I picked at the beginning of this year, I thought Jon Rahm would be someone that I could see winning the Tour Championship with how well he's playing.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's leading right now at the Northern Trust, my guess may come to fruition. I always love to see Jordan playing super well. He's such a good kid, and to see his comeback is really fun. You've got, Justin Thomas, Rory. There's so many great guys that are in the top 30 right now. It's really anyone's tournament when it comes to the Tour Championship.
All right. How will it be for you? And I know it'll be great for the fans, but I know it's going to be exciting for you to just have the fans back.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's
they are our lifeblood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason why we put on this event, and to see their smiling faces when they enter the grounds or when they're leaving, just super excited about what they just saw, is why we do what we do. So having them back this year is crucial. 1, to our success, 2, to our charitable number, but 3, for all, to make everybody feel a little bit more normal again, right?
Yeah.
This year has been tough on everyone, and to be able to attend an event that is outdoors, where we really focus on the health and safety of everyone that's on the ground.
Right.
It is going to be an awesome year.
Yeah. And the players have also said in several interviews, I mean, since the pandemic, we miss the fans. The fans really give us energy. And, coming up with the playoffs now with 3 weeks left, you guys are coming up with a Tour Championship. the fans for the players has also got to be much better and more exciting for them to give them feedback to play better.
100%. I can't tell you how strange it was to be
Yeah.
standing on 18 and not hear a noise when someone hit in a putt.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine what it would be for the players to
Yeah.
not feel that excitement or the roar of the crowd when they make a great shot. So having these fans back, I think, is crucial for these guys and their excitement about the game, their love of the game, but also their passion for the game. Having those fans there really helps drive them to succeed.
Well, I know one of the most memorable, you and I talked about it a couple of years ago, was Tiger winning in 2019. I mean, such an incredible comeback from all that he had to overcome. And it looks like he's into another comeback for overcoming a lot of other things. But that had to be an exciting 2019 win for Tiger and for you at the Tour Championship.
It was truly one of the most amazing events.
Yeah.
It was super exciting to have him win here at the Tour Championship. And of course, he's won here before, but to really be the start of his comeback. I know everyone talks about him winning at the Masters, but 6 months prior, he won here. And this was the kickoff of him and his return to successful golf. So, you know, having him do that here was really one of the most memorable moments of my career. That's for sure.
Well, we want to talk about another memorable moment. I'll give you a hint, Bill Haas, but we'll talk about that in a minute with Allison Fillmore, Executive Director of the Tour Championship, when we come back on the Back Nine Boys Golf Show. But first, Luke Donald, Keith Mitchell know that Mizuno golf clubs are made for performance and feel, and Mizuno Golf will be introducing a new driver coming out in October. Their new irons, though, JPX 921s and MP20, are built for feel with absolute precision and performance. The ball comes off so soft, so nice. Complete your bag with the new M-Craft putter and check out all the new clubs at MizunoGolf.com. Nothing feels like Mizuno. Reach beyond.
Hello, this is Harris English, PGA Tour player, and you're listening to the Back Nine Boys.
We are on the phone with Allison Fillmore, the Executive Director of the Tour Championship. And Allison, tell me, if you can, why the decision was made to go from $10 million to $15 million for the winner of the Tour Championship.
Well, the prize money had stayed pretty flat for the last, goodness, I think since about 2007.
Okay.
So the opportunity to raise those dollars is because we wanted to make sure that our players felt that they were important as everybody, everyone gets a cost of living raise typically, right? So, our players are the same. So, they are why we're here. They are driving our business, and we want to celebrate them and award them for being consistent throughout the season. And that's the great thing about the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's this is rewarding great play all year round.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, they make a lot of money on endorsements, but it's nice to have an opportunity in one tournament to be able to culminate it with a $15 million check.
Yes.
Wow.
30th player walks away with $395,000.
Jeez.
So if you make it to the Tour Championship, it's a nice payday regardless.
Yep. Down payment on something for sure. Yeah. All right. Did you see the oddest thing that I've ever seen on a golf course? I mean, I thought I've seen it all. The ball in the pocket from Hideki at the Northern Trust on a drive that he hit that went out, that it didn't go out of bounds, but it ended up in a guy's pocket.
And that's actually happened here at the Tour Championship with Rory McIlroy. So it's funny. Yes, I did see it.
Okay.
So different.
Yeah, I thought it was unbelievable. How were merchandise sales for the Tour Championship? I mean, last year I'm sure they took a hit, but is that something that is huge for you guys?
It really is, actually. And the great thing is with the FedEx Cup and the culmination of the season here, you have a lot of merchandise that brings in both the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup. We kill it over tournament weekend when it comes to merchandise sales. Honestly, if you are here at the tournament and you are looking for items, get in early because it sells out quickly. Every year we're ordering additional merchandise to be shipped in at Friday or Saturday evening for Sunday. So they're very popular items at the event.
How many volunteers will you have this year compared to last?
Last year, we only had about 250 to 300 volunteers that came out to help us. This year, we will have 1,200 volunteers.
Big difference.
Out on course.
Yeah, big difference. All right.
Definitely.
Earlier, before we took the break, we talked about Tiger, memorable Tour Championship for sure. But I got to tell you, one of the greatest shots that I've ever seen was Bill Haas's shot from the water.
Yes.
And get the ball to stop, and then he makes the putt.
Yes, and that was on I believe it was the second sudden death playoff hole. It was amazing to watch that pitch from the bank of the water hazard to save par. It extended the playoff and let him win the FedEx Cup title. It was a truly amazing shot to win. It really was.
I mean, he had no choice but to try it, but I'm sure it's not one that he practiced.
I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Good point. Oh, I like that. I like that. Interaction with the players. You have an opportunity to interact with all the players that come to the Tour Championship. What has been one of your most memorable that you've had?
Honestly, for me, yes, I do get an opportunity to interact with the players. And I try to stay out of their way, right? They're here, they're focused, they want to win that prize. Ultimately, I really haven't, I'll take that back. I just like to chat with them and get to know them personally because I'm sure everyone's asking them about how they play, about golf. And I try to get to know them on a personal level. I'm a big foodie. I love talking food. In fact, I remember sitting at a table last year talking with Kevin Knott and his caddy about different pizza places within the Atlanta market.
Oh, wow.
Caddy he reviewed different pizza places. So I was giving him different locations where he could go check out things and try them. So that was fun. Cameron Champ last year was an ultimate professional. he really connected with our first tee Hope Shot recipient that kicks off the tournament by hitting the first tee shot. And he was amazing with him. And to watch that interaction with him and his family was one of the best things of the tournament last year. So while I do get a chance to interact with them, I just try to get to know them on a personal level and make them feel comfortable while they're here.
Allison, I can't thank you enough for being with us. Appreciate your time. Good luck at the Tour Championship. We'll definitely be watching to see who picks up that little cardboard $15 million check.
And don't forget that FedEx Cup.
Oh, yes, of course. That too. Yes. Thanks, Allison.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for being with us, watching, listening, wherever you are. The Back Nine Boys every Saturday and Sunday right here on ESPN Coastal, ESPNCoastal.com.
You've been listening to the Back Nine Boys Golf Show with Rich Stiles. Go to back9boys.com for all things golf whenever you want it. We'll be back next week with an all-new Back Nine Boys at back9boys.com.